Looks like Umarex have decided to make my life so much easier. A Glock with red dot capability. Hello and welcome to AAR on Air. Yes, Umarex have just launched the Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS, MOS, which gives this new Glock full red dot functionality to aid sighting. As regular viewers know, I always whinge on about not being able to see open sights, so target work is sometimes more of guesswork than you may think. Now I've lost my main excuse, it would seem, with this new pistol. So, time to put it and me to the test. Let's do a walk around first to see what it's all about. It is naturally, unmistakably a Glock, with its familiar squared silhouette and a trigger blade safety. This is the Gen 5, which does give it a slightly rounded front end, more so than the Gen 4 at least. It is around 200mm or 8 inches long and tips the scales without CO2 at around 700 grams or 1 pound 8.5 ounces, so it can hardly be classed as a heavyweight. This has the fixed sights with white dot on the foresight and white U-shape on the rear to make it a little easier to see them, but these have never really been that accurate without that adjustability. So now on this MOS model there is the removable plate for fitting the adapter plates, which allow fitment of preferred red dot. At this point it's worth mentioning that this doesn't come supplied with the adapter kit. This is available as an option and comes with 4 plates in the kit option, which allow you to get the right fitting for the red dot that you have chosen. There is a small rail on the bottom for fitting a laser or the like, with its non-standard Glock safety, which I think is a really good idea, and it is too stiff for little fingers to be able to operate particularly easily. This is the BB version, so naturally has the full blowback action and feel to give it that little bit more realism. But if you are going to fit a red dot, I would suggest you choose one capable of taking the knock from that kind of action. An interesting point here is there is a small amount of shake to that top slide. Now, airgunners seem to go mad about this, but this is exactly the same on the real bullet weapons quite often. So it's arguably just adding to the realism. The trigger is the traditional Glock trigger, as already stated, with the safety in the trigger blade. The grip is ambidextrous with slight stippling with the mag release on the left hand side. This has a slight spring action on depressing the release, then the rest is in the hands of Sir Isaac Newton. Once out, loading the CO2 is as simple as unscrewing the bottom after sliding the base away. The tool for this is included in the box along with small hex key for a further adjustability. Simply drop in your CO2, tighten until you've pierced it. Once you've done that, slide the bottom back into place. Then it's a case of loading up the BBs. Pull all the way down and lock into place. Now the issue we have here is, to load it up, you do have to pop these in from the top, which is not too problematical because you're not having to squeeze them down, they just simply drop into place. Once you've got enough in there, then simply return the spring and return it back to the gun and you're ready to go. With those 18 rounds of BB loaded, which should actually give you some decent trigger time, let's get this out over the chronograph, shall we, to see what the power output is. Now, using Umarex steel BBs, which are around 5.4 grains, it saw a maximum of 400 feet per second, which is 1.92 foot-pounds or 2.6 joules. Now, one of the issues people have around using BBs is the potential ricocheting, so I thought I would try some Dust Devils to see if it's happy with them. And the good news is, it is perfectly happy shooting the frangible ammo. And at 4.35 grains, it saw 357 feet per second, which is 1.23 foot-pounds or 1.67 joules. So it's happy to shoot them and still maintains a reasonable proportion of its power level. Time then to check out that red dot. Now, it is a simple process of unscrewing the blanking plate and replacing it with the one that matches your red dot setup. I've chosen the Vector Optics Frenzy, which is at the more budget end, but it is quite capable of taking the kick from a blowback action. Once fitted, I do think it looks pretty good, but does it improve accuracy? Well, there's only one way of testing that one, isn't there? Let's get it down out on the range at 10 meters, shall we? Here goes. Recently, I shot the Walther PDP, not DPD, that's a delivery company, PDP, and I said I quite liked it. But I also said it wasn't a more expensive Glock, as it were. It's from Umarex, under license for Walther, but they also have now the Glock 17 Gen 5 with the ability to fit a laser of your own choice. But this is blowback, so you need a red dot that's going to take the hammering that a blowback action can give. This will do it, no problem at all. That makes it a little bit more expensive because you're actually giving it some serious hammer. Right, it's BB. It's a simple to load magazine, which we've already gone through. Time to get it out at 10 meters, and let's see if I can do anything with it or it can do anything. That's it, locked open after last shot. Let's have a look at that. Now, the admission to start with is, I just dropped that on. I didn't zero it at all. I was more interested in seeing if it would get any kind of grouping just straight out the box. Now, that isn't bad. And that is from a blowback gun. I have just come off shooting the PDP, which is non-blowback, and I've jumped straight onto this. It was a shock the first time it went off, hence the reason the first two are out there. But very quickly it starts to put quite an acceptable group together. Zero it in, which is not a difficult job, and you've got yourself a pretty accurate gun there for, again, it's a BB gun. It's not a pellet gun. It doesn't have a rifled barrel to go with it. And you've got that blowback, which gives you the effect, but of course it's going to affect the accuracy as well. It's going to blow away. It is a nice gun. It feels really, really nice. And you like your Glocks, but you want a red dot, that's certainly one way of getting a Glock with a red dot. Nice. Back to the studio. Well, I don't think that's too bad for a pistol at all, and it does help with that red dot on board, undoubtedly. Fitting the red dot to the Glock does add a new level of interest. As always, this being an Umarex product, the quality is very good and feels like it should stand the test of time. The optics are also top drawer without breaking the bank. Now, the pistol will retail here in the UK for somewhere around £175. The additional adapter plate, which includes 4 of the most popular fittings for red dot, is going to be around £35, should you want to take advantage of the red dot fitting option. Finally, you'll need to budget for a red dot, The one I used was around £45. No doubt Vector Air will have a package, so the options are very much endless with this Glock MOS. I do like Glocks, and after owning a few and shooting lots more, I get why people like them. That, coupled with the fact that you can barely watch a film these days without a Glock being part of the cast. Heck, I think it's time it was mentioned in the credits. They are great fun, great to use, and great quality. Always is, though, from Umarex. Hopefully you've enjoyed this week's review. If you have, please give us the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and click the alarm notification bell if you haven't done already. You may want to check out the AAR On Air website for merch, news, and of course competitions. Full details of the AAR Green Air project can be found there, or click on the link here if you haven't seen the details already. A huge thank you to the guys who have got involved already, and a few of the names of the ever-increasing number of people who have got involved already are up on the screen. Again, a really big thank you for your involvement. I will be keeping you informed when there is something to report. Now, this morning has maybe seen a bit of a circumstance. So, once I know more, I'll let you know. As always, a big thank you to Vector Air for their help with this one. Their link is in the drop-down box below as well. That's it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, shoot safe, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Maybe with some more information, certainly with some more guns. Bye for now. Glock with a red dot.